Tired, tired, tired. Okay, so where am I at? So let's go over to the euro dollar. So here's the euro. Choppy as all get out. We are smacked at here. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of all this crap. Um, for now, we don't need that. We are right in the middle of this wedge. I mean, what are you going to do here? Seriously. There's nothing to do with the euro or dollar right now. Like, there's absolutely nothing. Like, like, you know, there's, it just isn't. It's like, man, I'm so unexcited about the euro dollar at this moment. I can't tell you and express to you guys how little excitement I have. 112.50, 111.50. Okay, that's it. That's it. Let's not like overcomplicate things, right? That's it. Pound. Okay, so the pound, on the other hand, obviously we're seeing a little bit of movement. Like I said, I'm not sure if that was a little shakeout here. We'll know. We'll know in the next 15, 20 minutes if it was. But if we continue lower here, 126.20 is the 127% extension of this move. Let's make sure we got that correctly. It's 126.10 actually. So 126.10 is doable today. I hope it doesn't go down there, especially being short the euro pound, but it's possible. All right. Now resistance is 128, any which way you slice it. To take the downside pressure off the cable, we'd have to break back above 128. Period, end of story. No if, and, or buts about it. Okay? Okay. Swissy. Now, the Swissy is pretty well bid. Nice bounce, nice pivot off of. We wrote down 97.40 yesterday. I'm such a pansy for getting out of that thing. I was long. I was long like I don't know what 55. I think I got out at like 45. I took like a 10 pip loss and I said, I'll just get out of it. Just to reduce exposure. Nothing more. It's just more of all right. I don't want to deal with a bunch of dollar longs ahead of non-farm payroll. So I got out of it like a pansy. I knew it was on support. I just I was like, just again, it was me more of just taking risk off the table. We went as low as 97.30, so that means this support is significant. You can see spike high over here, all these spike highs. $97.30. Okay. Resistance 98.50. I think that's pretty safe to say, right? Oh, I'm sorry, 98.20. My bad. Okay. We are in a range. Here's the dollar yen. Okay, so the dollar yen, 103.80, 103.83, 103.85 is the 88% retracement. Now, what I am hoping for is I'm hoping for a dip in the dollar yen. That's just wishful thinking now. There's 103. Okay, let's get rid of this. We don't need that. So I'll write down 103.30 and then 103. So 103, 103.30. There's going to be two levels of support here. Resistance 103.85 and then 104.30. 103.85, 104.30. It's bullish. And I'm not long right now, which is more irritating than anything. Okay. Let's go to the dollar Canadian. I bought the dollar Canadian yesterday. I made like 20 pips following the ISM numbers. Then I bought it again, and I think I lost like 26 pips. And I just said, it's too messy. Don't want it. The dollar Canadian. I mean, we're faced with Canadian jobs report tomorrow. Not only the U.S. jobs report, but we have the Canadian jobs report as well. The the problem with the Canadian is the same conversation we had yesterday. Okay, the dollar Canadian is not selling off with crude at $50. Do you guys understand the implications of that? If crude backs off, if crude reverses from here, this dollar Canadian is going so much higher. I can't even like, you know, begin to express the importance of that. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm going to sell the dollar Canadian at 135. I'm going to sell the dollar Canadian at blah blah blah. Whatever. Look, this move right here, if we bust a move above 130, if we get a good foothold above 132.50, this right here is 4 months of a consolidation. 6 months of a consolidation. Do you know how big of a breakout we're going to get when or if we break out of here? Like I said, if crude oil, and we're so close to resistance, that's the only reason why I'm talking about crude oil reversing. If we were down here, I wouldn't be, so worried about. I'd be like, okay, well, crude. I would be saying if crude broke out, the dollar Canadian's going down like extremely aggressively. But no, it's the other way around. The dollar Canadian has been sitting here for 6 months, and we're right at the highs. So if crude oil reverses and it goes down from here, we're going to be trading up here or here. Like I said, I cannot express to you the importance of this consolidation and what it means to future price action. Okay? Does that mean I'm going to buy it right now? No. Tried it yesterday a couple of times. I could say that I was unsuccessful at trading the dollar Canadian yesterday. Made a little bit of money, lost a little bit more money than I made. Yeah, but you guys should be praying that crude oil reverses from here because we are that close to a breakout. Okay. Okay. 135 or 132.50, 131. There's still no reason to trade it at this moment, I don't think. I'm sure you guys can find your own reasons, but for me, we're in a range. Let's go into the Kiwi. How many of you guys are short the New Zealand dollar? Benedict, AH, Gary, Nick, Ron, that Captain Ron, Robin, Stan, Michael O, Amanda, Chad. Oh no, Chad wasn't. Michael, Gator, Hamid, Thomas, Esther, Kevin. Kevin, you got a damn good price. Screw you, Kevin, and your Thailand trading. Just kidding. Taki says, he says always short. Robert, yeah, screw you, Robert. Just kidding. You guys got some good prices. Ahmad, Scott, Ricardo said yes, but covered half. Well, Ricardo, you're a wussy. I almost said it, but I'm not going to say it. You're a wussy. All right. Good. There's a few of you guys. Not too many. Not as many as I thought. I was thinking there's going to be more of you guys. It's always good when there's less people short when you're short. Like I'm short the Kiwi from 71.90. And I like it. And I like that there's not a lot of you guys short. If there was like, you know, sometimes, you know, I ask that question, and then that's not including all the people that are not answering, obviously, because there's I would say 2/3, actually more than that, probably 3/4 of the listeners here are lurkers. They don't say anything. They just listen. They have their feet up on their desk, smoking a cigar, hanging out. Not interactive, just listening. So obviously you got to multiply those numbers by several fold, but sometimes when I get like the response of like, hey, short the Kiwi, and I see 100 people go, I'm short, I'm short, I'm short, I'm short, and then I'm just like, oh crap, maybe I shouldn't be short. But doesn't seem like too many of you right now, so that's good. We have a nice head and shoulder pattern. Any move up to 72.20 is a sell. You got to imagine like any spike up above 72, you got to sell that right into that resistance if possible. We're bearish still. We are at 161% extension right now and basically holding it. Now, I'm going to make the assumption that we are going to continue to break lower. So what we have to do is take this low right here to the high of the head and say, okay, where the hell's the next extension at? 71.25. Okay. Okay. If you can't tell, I'm taking my own sweet ass time doing this analysis. Why? It's called a stretch. 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 Blake, you have another hour. Stretch the other hour. How are you going to stretch the other hour? By saying stretch a lot. You just keep saying stretch, stretch. I'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks, everybody. All right, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. You are crazy if it's 5 a.m. and you're still listening. All right, let's see here. And you are even crazier if it's 5 a.m. and you're still broadcasting. Yeah, that would be me. Okay. Let's go over to the Aussie. Aussie's trading really heavy today. You know, we're in the middle of this apex, and we had really good trade balance data last night. The trade balance data was good. I mean, and here we are as approaching support. You know, it's trading a little heavy, which I'm not happy about because I'm, you know, obviously long the Aussie and New Zealand. So it's come off a little bit. We're at a 50% retracement, which you know, you look at the proximity of where we're at for support. I mean, if you wanted to trade, if you wanted to take a counter trend long right now, this isn't a bad place to consider it. Not necessarily something I would want to do, but it's, you know, maybe you know, some thought. I'd probably be more interested in buying down here if I was going to do it now. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just trying to, you know, think about, you know, if you guys are looking for something to do. You know, longer term, we're still in the apex of this triangle, so nothing's changed here. I guess we should extend this line out further. Probably looks like this, right? Because I just drew through that wick, but to get to this wick, those wicks tightens it up a little bit, okay? And I hate to write down the support where we're at, so I'm going to write down support. It's the 618, which will be 75.45, which is not too far away. Okay, now any rally to, I think at this point, if you're stuck on the long side of the Aussie, you know, like if you're long from up here, maybe you bought it last night and you're like, oh crap, you know, I'm long this stupid thing. Why am I still long? You got to think about where you'd be looking to get out. I mean, any move up here, obviously. Shoot, there we go. Any move up here, obviously, you're gonna, you know, be looking for it. So let's say 76.40 if we should get a bounce. We are in a range still. Let's go over to the dollar index. Here's your dollar index, looking strong. It's all get out. I mean, the dollar, if you ask me, the dollar looks like it's going to bust a move and just to stop out some people. Oh, you're short? Good, because I'm going to screw you really fast. Don't mind me while we just take you to the cleaners. You know, if the dollar index spikes up to, for those of you that want to be short ahead of non-farm payroll, no, I think that'd be crazy, personally, to be short the dollar ahead of non-farm payroll, especially after yesterday's ADP numbers. I mean, you're asking for trouble, you know. You may be right, but I think the odds are, at this point, really, you know, tilted against you. I think that's why you got some dollar buying going on right now, because people are looking at, you know, yesterday's data, the ADP data, which, you know, wasn't really too bad. I mean, you know, we're probably, I would assume the whisper number is closer to 200,000 jobs tomorrow, right? So you've got a lot of people are like, well, screw that, man. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be short the dollar. So they're you know, exiting today. But I think any move up to 96.70, because resistance right now is 96.50, but you got to imagine like a little spike up like this. Here, let's go over to a 4-hour. Yeah, like a move like this. That, I think that is like a, you know, possible reversal area. 96.70. Okay. For those of you that are willing to venture into that, you know, realm, we are in a range still in the dollar, but you know, it's looking increasingly bullish as the days go on. You know, we get too strong of a number tomorrow, and we're going to be, you know, right through this resistance. Support for the dollar. I mean, we'll have to write down this. This is where support is. I wouldn't be surprised if by tomorrow we're sitting here ahead of non-farm payroll. Hold on really quick. If you are having audio issues and you have restarted webinar already, 1, test mixer on soundboard. 2, plug in headset. 3, turn up speakers. You idiot. Just kidding. Joking. Joking. 5. Pull cotton balls and objects out of ear. Okay. 6. Turn up hearing aid. Replace batteries. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so I'd 7. Use Citrix online support if all else fails. Okay. All right. So anyway, just for there's somebody with audio issues. So there you go. Okay. Where am I at? Dollar. 96. Yeah, like I said, tomorrow I wouldn't be surprised if we're just sitting back here at 96 tomorrow. We do one of these, you know, boop, boop, and then come back down here, and then we're sitting here ahead of non-farm payroll. That would totally make sense to me. Okay, peso. Hello, peso. All right. Okay, there we go. I'll just do an hourly. So we've really forged some pretty damn good support here. And if you look at the peso right now, It's a descending wedge, isn't it? See that? Right into support too. Right into that 38% retracement right here. Yeah. That's like baiting the donkey with the carrot. Come on, donkey. Just take the carrot. Yeah. Take the carrot, donkey. Don't mind that little, don't mind the cliff. I know there's nothing underneath you. Don't mind. Just go ahead and take that carrot, donkey. Go ahead and get short the US dollar Mexican peso. That's fine. Go ahead. Just go ahead, donkey. Take a bite. It's a nice juicy carrot. Yeah. Got that nice juicy carrot. Just go ahead and take a little bite on the short side. Go ahead. Go ahead. Because I'm going to stick it right up your butt. That's right. I'm going to get that carrot right up your butt. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, donkey. Donkey. Now, the moment that you realize, holy shit, I'm the donkey right now. That's a, all right. Big support there. That moment you realize, oh my God, I just took a bite of a freaking carrot. Damn it. Damn it, man. Okay. Resistance is at 1940, and it's futile. Actually, well, it's not. It's 1945, but just got to be careful. Don't take the carrot. Don't take the carrot. That's right, donkey. Don't look down. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, donkey. Just take the carrot. It's all right. Just take the carrot. Don't look down. It's a juicy carrot. That's right. Okay. Some of you guys hadn't heard the donkey in a couple years, have you? It's been a while. I haven't used that one in a while. So, the US dollar Norwegian krona. You want to talk about donkey? Go ahead, short the donkey. Short the carrot, donkey. No, short the Norwegian krona. Ah, crap, I just messed that one up. So, you see that false breakdown? See, it's starting to create a bid here. We are at risk of a little squeeze, especially if crude oil sells off. This is another one. This is another one where the risk is that we push back up towards, 820. Oops. Oops. Yeah, something like that. So, Nick said, I just covered the rest of my US dollar Mexican peso short from 1962. Damn, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, Nick. Did I just freak you out? Uh, Sorry. Well, this market turns lower. You're probably going to be happy that you did that. Um, so we are the world. 806, 794, 7.9400, 8.0600. That's key because if that breaks, then we're going to 8.2000, probably. Okay. It's still bearish, but we're, we might have to take that designation off soon if it starts to squeeze up here. Man, this pound is a piece of work. What a piece of work this thing is. Okay. Swedish krona. Dude, this thing looks dangerous. Dangerous. Like, super dangerous. Look at that. That's a weekly chart of the US dollar Swedish krona. You want to look at how dangerous it looks? That's a 30-year chart, 35, 40-year chart of the US dollar Swedish krona. Yeah. If the cable continues to break down, you think about the pound going down to like 105. Look at this thing, go up to 1050. Yeah, we're at 860. It's really, really, really risky to be short here. I mean, obviously we've failed from here many a times. You could say, well, I can manage my risk fine. You can. You could be short and just put your stops here. But, the way we're wedging suggests to me that it's just a matter of time before we break out. The way we're wedging. Because it's like, okay, up here, we had an ascending wedge going into resistance. Over here, you had an ascending wedge going into resistance. Over here, you had an ascending wedge going into resistance. Over here, you had an ascending wedge going into resistance. Over here, you really had an ascending wedge going into resistance. Right now, well, yeah, I mean, I guess you possibly do. I mean, I guess you can argue that it's maybe an ascending wedge, but breakout, it'd be big. I'm gonna write down once again, same numbers, 8.5000, 8.6300. We're not going to break today. I mean, if we do, I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if the US dollar Swedish krona broke out today. That's a tomorrow move, if it's going to happen. Okay? Holy cow. Is the pound hitting new lows again? Jeez. Pound's hitting new lows. Kiwi is on its lows. The dollar yen's at its highest. Damn it. This is like this dollar's just running away without me. It's pissing me off. All right, guys, here's your bias chart.